Good morning, friends. This is my next video, and this video I am producing for summer internship students who are doing their internship for 3.5 months at ICFI Business School only. The purpose of making this video is basically to help the students about the evaluation. So let me show you guys about the evaluation, and you will get to know what needs to be done. See, the main thing that you need to be focused upon is the deadlines, first of all. As you can see, the evaluation schedule. Now, the challenge with the faculty is that if you exceed these deadlines, then a faculty cannot help you out, especially in SIP proposal or in IIR, because these two things are on SIS and the links gets automatically deactivated after the deadlines, and then it shows failure on your part, and that failure cannot be removed, cannot be deleted by anybody. So that is very very important. फोन भी गलत टाइम पे आ गया है. Okay, so for IIR and SIP proposal, you need to be very very specific about the deadlines. For interim and specific, you are required to email these things to your faculty guides, and these can be according to the deadlines. Please do not exceed the deadline. That's what I'm trying to tell you, is that rather try to submit it before the deadline. That is very very important. Now if you see the evaluation schedule, 10 marks for SIP proposal, 20 marks for interim evaluation, and 30 marks for specific evaluation. Now there are two evaluators, faculty guide and company guide. So we will take the average. So the faculty guide will give you marks on a 10-point scale, or out of 10 or 20 or 30. Similarly, the company guide will give you marks accordingly. So let's imagine if faculty guide has given you in SIP proposal 8 marks, and company guide has also given you 8 marks. So 8 plus 8 becomes 16 divided by 2. Your average is 8 marks only. If your faculty guide has given you, let's say, 9 marks, but your company guide has given you 5 marks, so 9 plus 5 is equal to 14 divided by 2. Your average comes down to 7 marks. So that is how for SIP interim evaluation and SIP specific evaluation it goes in the similar way. So these 60 marks belongs to faculty and company guide, and these 40 marks, the last component, doesn't belong to the faculty guide or the company guide, because a committee including a panel of 3 to 4 faculties, or the evaluator from outside the company also, they will sit and take your presentation, and out of that presentation and the structure given to you, they will evaluate you on 40 marks. So usually students get 25, 26, and the range is 25 to 35 in most of the cases, but it depends upon the way you present. At times it can go beyond 35, or it can be less than 25 as well, but the usual range is 25 to 35. So if you score somewhere more than 30 or 32, then it's easy for you to get A grade. Otherwise you may fall down to B grade, or if you score less than 25, you can come down to C grade at the same time, because it is not in the hand of the faculty guide also to give you grades. The grades are given by the ACC, so based upon your total score and the total number of students the faculty has at that point of time. Now moving further, this is your SIP proposal evaluation parameter. So you need to take care of these things, right? The work assigned and outcomes of your learnings, and finalization of title, key issues in the industries, and the action plan. So you are supposed to cover these three things, and then you are evaluated on 10 marks. Similarly, for your interim evaluation, that's the criteria. See, the punchline or the main thing is that you need to follow the criteria every time. So do not compromise on the criteria given in the SIP manual or the faculty manual guide. So these are the parameters. You have to show a positive attitude, a commitment towards the deadline, your enthusiasm, positivity, professionalism, how you are proactive, whether you are submitting a weekly report to your guide or not, whether you're in touch with your faculty guide. These things are noticed by faculty guides, and based upon the report that you've prepared as per the guidelines given, the faculty guides evaluate you on 20 marks. Now, the third part is the specific evaluation parameters. This for 30 marks, and that's the criteria. Out here, you are supposed to focus upon your learning objectives. Usually, I also prepared a video on what should be your project title and project objectives. Please watch that particular video. That's very, very important. So you score 10 marks on your objectives, achievements, your learning. You score 10 marks, and the justice that to your work assigned will give you 10 more marks. So that's how there are three components. 60 marks are gone now. Now faculty guide and company guide job is over. The remaining 40 marks belongs to the committee. So you will have a seminar on that, and you are supposed to cover in your presentation these 6 components. The first is the major financial indicators. I have already shared the major financial indicators about the company and the industry. So if you don't include this, you score less marks. So automatically you will be evaluated on 30 because 10 marks you lose. So do not forget to include your financial indicators of the company and the industry. SWOT analysis is very, very important. You need to show it in your presentation and speak a little on it. And then what were your learnings, your overall presentation skills, how you have documented, how you were structured with respect to your report, what kind of findings, conclusions, what was your contribution to the company guide or to the organization, how much sales you have generated, have you got any appreciation, so please include these things. I will also produce a video on committee evaluation parameters. Actually there are 15 points, but these minimum 6 points you need to take care upon. And then your grading comes from the ACC, and later the faculty will give you grades once they get your final score. So that's the format for SIP. IIR, this is already available on your SIS, so you can see from that particular SIS on the website. And you need to focus upon the deadline here. See, the faculty is supposed to submit your IIR by 1st of March. So if you exceed this date, faculty is forced to give you 0. Faculty doesn't have any choice, and this deadline is given by the official authorities only. We have no power to exceed these deadlines. So 1st March is your deadline, is our deadline, the faculty deadline to submit the initial information report. And then comes the proposal. Format is already with you. I'll show you the deadline here. See, this is by 13 March by faculty guide. So you have to submit a week before so that the proposal can be modified. See, the deadline fulfillment is important. The data can be changed later on as well in your interim report, in your final report. These changes are acceptable. So don't worry about the accuracy of the content as of now. Rather focus on your deadlines. So we will change over a period of time in your interim and final report the content and the objectives if required. So need not to worry. Rather focus on your title first of all. Then comes your interim evaluation. See, as you can see, faculty guide and company guide, they both will give you marks, and you get the average marks at the end of the day. In case if your company guide doesn't respond on time, then faculty guide probably will be in touch with the company guide and do the needful. But the deadline is again by 17th of April 2024. That deadline is for faculty guide, not for you. So you have to submit a week before that. Then is your final report, and again, as you can see, the faculty guide and company guide both will give you marks, and your deadline is 22nd, a week before 22nd of May, right? And that's the guidelines for executive summary format. Ultimately, you're supposed to cover and go as per the format only. Do not break the format. Do not go on your own at all. Apart from this, I've already shared a lot of sample files to you, my interns, my official interns specifically. Please refer to those specific files. And this is the faculty guide marks, submission of report. We are supposed to submit the stage 1, stage 2, stage 3 marks to the committee, and based upon that based upon the deadline and everything and all the formats, the further processing takes place. That is the committee evaluation stage. You are awarded out of 40 marks, and as you can see the format over here, and that's how your grading is done at the end. So you score in SIP proposal, interim, final report out of 60, which is in hand of the faculty guide. This is in the hands of committee, total 100 marks, and then you get a grade. So based upon that, usually the first 3 to 4 students will get A, then next 3 will get B, then next 3 will get C, and that's how. For the grading you can talk to your faculty guide, and that's how your final grading takes place. So these are all the formats that will help you out to understand how the evaluation is done, and all the deadlines I've shown you, everything is visible here. Please do not break the deadline at all at any cost, because faculty, they are supposed to submit the evaluation to the committee, to the panel, to the authorities, and our faculty is not in a position to break the deadlines. If you break it, the faculty will deduct your marks, because you know they have no control on the deadlines. So if you're on time, it is good for faculties, it is good for company guide, it is good for you, it is good for authorities, it is good for everyone. So please be on time. I mean, with the starting of the initial information report, I've been telling my students that please follow the deadlines. Thank you very, very much.